sponsoring the cocktail, so we have to say a few words at least. We will try to be quickly. Both all of us. And also, we are planning to do it quite agile or more or less informal. Okay, we will be calling on stage several friends to talk about what we are doing, what we did in the past, what we are planning for the future. But yes, now you have to pay a little bit of attention and just... Anyway, I will be calling on stage some friends, but if any of you wants to say something about the process, the group, the AI spaces, most of you are also hubs in our project, feel free to come here with us, okay, if you want, because again, we want to run it quite informal. Here with me, we have Lok Levax, because it is a very important person in the project. You will see later on with the pictures that she appears in all of the ceremonies, I would say. So she has been one of the most supportive person of the AI spaces from the very beginning, okay? She has been supporting the ceremony every year. So, Log, if you want to say also something, you are also welcome. Thanks a lot for being here.
Maybe not the most important, but here from the beginning, for sure. Yeah. No, thank you. And that's nice to have you. So you can continue to drink, and you just have to listen. That's the difference. OK, so yeah, let's start with the quick presentation.
So yes, welcome to AI Spaces World again. Actually, this is the story of success, I would say. I am confident of that. This is a success story of collaboration that we started many years ago with several of you, okay? A few years ago. You will see later on our evolution. And we wanted to tell you about this story today, about our achievements, what we have done, our plans, and so on, okay? And this is the plan. So welcome to the AI Spaces World. And I will start from the very beginning. For us, this is the most important aspect of the AI Spaces, which is the group, okay? The whole picture, as you can see here. This group is composed now of 35 hubs, AI Spaces, in Europe, covering 35 regions in 22 countries. And it's not only the KPIs, the quantitative KPIs, it's also the quality and the relevance of those initiatives. As you can see here, you will probably know most of them, okay? And okay, we are, again, running this story, collaborating from many years ago, and we are really happy to present the group in front of all of you. But also the concept of the AI space is very important, because we are talking during this event about data spaces, how to build data spaces, how to set up data spaces, how to foster data-driven innovation. And we, the AI spaces, we think we are confident that this is really key instruments to build these data spaces. We are providing experimentation facilities to test data spaces blocks. We are gaining access to data. We are also attracting SMEs to adopt all those tools and so on, okay? So all in all, I think that both the concept but also the group are very important for us today. And this is the evolution of the process. Okay, we started, and of course, Log, you know also very nice the story, so you can say everything you want at any time. We started back in 2014 or 2016 with the first ceremony. You can see here picture of Valencia in 2016, and the 5 first AI spaces were recognized at that time. So it's already 6 years ago, and our story started at that time. Then next year, I think some of you were also there in Versailles. It was the first time that it was called Big Data, EBDVA, European Big Data Value Summit, and I think this name was proposed by you, right? European Big Data Value Summit.
It was a joke, actually.
So, at that time, 3 new AI spaces were incorporated in the picture. Then we moved to Vienna, and then the group increased with more AI spaces. Here you can see also funny pictures from that time. And the next time was in Helsinki, 2019. And actually, it was the last edition that was run physically in Helsinki. And you can see here how the group increased to 15 AI spaces. And again, this was the last time that we met physically as we are doing today. In 2020, the group increased to more AI spaces. It was run in Berlin. The ceremony at that year, it was virtual in Berlin. Probably you remember that. And for us, it's very important because the EUHubs4Data project started in 2020. Okay, so for us, it's a clear milestone and very important milestone for us. And finally, last year, it was kind of a scale-up of the process. So 17 AI spaces were incorporated into the group. Also, the Digital Europe program was launched, or at least started, because also one of the main objectives of our group is to be aligned with the Digital Europe program and with the other tools that are appearing in this program. So this is basically the evolution, as you can see here, is quite impressive for us. At least we are very proud, again, not only of the quantity, but also of the quality of the process. And again, we are collaborating during those years to achieve our objectives. So I will go very quickly through each of the stages, and I will invite some of you on stage to say a few things about what we have achieved. And again, the first started with BDVA. In 2014, BDVA was founded by some of us, some of you. The first version of the SRIA appeared at that time in 2014, and the AI Spaces concept was included in the SRIA. And again, Lo was one of the persons that from the very beginning was confident in the process, in the tool, in the AI Spaces, and also in the importance of the instrument. So, Lo, if you want to share with us your...
Yeah, and the real story started even before that. I mean, this was when we were setting up this BDVA, so back in 2014 or even before. We're thinking of, I mean, what is important with data, and the idea was to give access for research, for SMEs, etc. So when we were brainstorming, preparing this BDVA, this was one of the concepts that we created, these innovation spaces, and call it iSpace. And yeah, we took as a model SDIL, the Smart Data Innovation Lab, which was not a first iSpace, but it was a kind of a model we inspired from. TerraLab was also another example. So that's really this. So we started with the research, with the access of benchmarking, this kind of thing. But that was really important to give a sandbox, to give a playground, but also to exchange and really have people being able to discuss on different topics. And then we increase it to all those aspects, so not just the technical part, but also the business, then the social, the skills, whatever is needed. So that was really the basic concept. And then we came with the label later on, but that was the iSpace itself was really in the first, from day one. Yeah.
iSpaces was included in this version of the SRIA as one of the main instruments to foster data-driven innovation. And for those of you that don't know it, we run every year a call to attract new iSpaces. And the first call for iSpaces was launched in 2016, as I mentioned before, and these are the first iSpaces that were recognized as an official iSpace. Again, you can see here pictures from Valencia at that time, the first, this big data summit in Valencia, when we ran the first ceremony. So now this is the sixth, but the first one was in Valencia. Those iSpaces were recognized, SDIL, Node Center, RISE, EURECAT, and IMT, TerraLab. And I wanted to invite on stage, not Pierre, because you can see here Pierre Pleven was also very active at the beginning. Now he's retired, but we have Natalie Cherneka from TerraLab that also tell us about your thoughts. And
Yes, so I hope the microphone works. And so, yes, you see Pierre. I am Pierre replacement. Those of you who are disappointed, tough luck. So Daniel asked me what's the value we saw at the time to become one of the very first iSpaces, and what's the value we still see now, because then we were bronze, now we are gold. I mean, it's excellent. So I think at the time, one of the main things we saw was European recognition, which would also reflect on a national level. We are based in France, and so all kind of recognitions and rankings are very important in France, and so the fact that we recognized on European level served us very well. Also, business opportunities. Pierre, my predecessor, was extraordinary business developer, and he sort of saw that this will bring us a lot of business, and in fact it did. European Federation of Data-Driven Innovation Hubs, EUHubs4Data, we play quite an important role. So, but what do we still see in this iSpace label? Why do we reapply every now and then to validate our label, to confirm it? Obviously, there are business opportunities, but also it's a framework, it's a benchmark. You have an opportunity to reflect on your business, on your processes, on your offerings compared to your peers. That's one thing. Another thing, it's enormous amount of learning. learning as organizations and learning as individuals. As organizations, for example, we learned enormous amount from ITI and their capabilities building. I'm very impressed with that. As a person, I learned enormous amount of data management from Cineka, from Roberta, who is going to speak next. It's like learning on the job for free from the best in the field. It's priceless. And then finally, you know, at this conference, we speak a lot about trust. Normally trust in technical terms, trusted data exchange, trusted frameworks, but the word trust also has a more basic meaning, like human trust. So this club of iSpaces, it's a network of trust. We work together, we trust each other, we can rely on each other, and again, in today's very uncertain world, it's priceless.
Thank you, Natalie. Thanks a lot. So, from this 2016, we'll started, no, actually, I would say that we kept the collaboration that was running from the very beginning. We strengthened this collaboration, and it was materialized on the EUHubs4Data project, okay? Still, in 2017, 2018, new iSpaces joined the group. As you can see here, also pictures from Versailles and from Vienna. And also, in 2019, we started to work on the EUHubs4Data proposal. EUHubs4Data proposal was a topic from the DTICT 05 topic, where the iSpaces were working for a long time. So we were able, the 10 iSpaces at that time, to collaborate in this proposal to materialize our collaboration and also to be lucky enough to be selected by the Commission. So now, again, I would like, as Natalie mentioned, I wanted to invite on stage Roberta from Cineka, because also Cineka was very active at that time in the EUHubs4Data conception. So Roberta.
Thank you. So, well, at that time, the already existing iSpaces didn't have much collaboration between each other. I mean, there were some collaboration, but they were occasional, so 2 by 2. And for example, TerraLab had agreement, collaboration agreement with KIT. Cineka had, was partner with TerraLab in a European project, I4EU, but these collaborations were sporadic and sometimes accidental. What we wanted to do in the BDVA working group on iSpaces, we wanted to have a stronger collaboration that would involve all the iSpaces. And we had the chance to do that with the call DT05, which was meant exactly to create a network of big data innovation hubs. So we prepared a proposal for that call, and that was the very first time that all the 12 existing iSpaces worked together with the first joint enterprise, I would say. And that proposal was successful, and it was funded, and the original name was Ubiquitous. That was the hubs were meant to be all over Europe, so Ubiquitous was the original name in the proposal, but then it was changed in EUHubs4Data, so that also data, because data is the basis of the exchange of data, and the data services is what those hubs are working on, so that was important. And after 2 years, that this I don't want to anticipate what's going to be said afterwards, but after 2 years that the project is going on, I must say that this collaboration has really increased a lot, and the project is successful in what because not only we federated all the services that we were providing individually, but also those services have combined beautifully. So this is a success of the project, in my opinion.
Thank you, Roberta. Actually, an applause for it. I have forgotten the ubiquitous part, but you are really, it was. Okay, so also very important this point because as we mentioned, the 10 iSpaces in 2019 did the proposal, but also new iSpaces were accepted in 2019. And it was one of our first challenges, okay, to incorporate those iSpaces that were not part of the proposal later on in the project. And this is what we did with an open call that I will explain later on. Again, as Roberta mentioned, our collaboration materialized in the EUHubs4Data project, okay? We have a stand outside, close to BDVA, so if you want to know more about our project, you are invited to go to our booth, and we will explain to you all what we are achieving, but here you can see a few examples, okay? On the one hand, you see the federation. We are setting up the whole federation with all the agreements, the framework, and the models to run the federation smoothly and in an efficient way. We also built a catalog, okay, of data sets, services, and trainings, that it is the meeting point of all the hubs. And we also running experiments with SMEs all around Europe. So here you have a map of the 10 first SMEs that were running experiments with us, and they are using the services of the federation. Again, I will not go into detail because you have our booth outside, so if you want to know more, you are welcome to come to our booth. I just mentioned a few things about EUHubs4Data because, as I was mentioning before, we were facing the first challenge of the project at the beginning, just how to incorporate more iSpaces in the federation. And this is what we did last year with the combined call with BDVA. So last year we combined the BDVA call for labels of iSpaces with the EUHubs4Data call for new hubs. So by doing so, we incorporated 17 new hubs, okay? Last year was quite a successful edition of the ceremony. It was run in Ljubljana, in Slovenia, in a hybrid format. And for us, it was quite challenging, but at the same time, quite successful to increase the group so much, as you can see here. And finally, okay, and this is more or less where the story finishes for now, okay? We are also really proud of our experimentation program. Again, we are offering our services to SMEs all around Europe, and they are using services provided by several hubs. So we are doing cross-border collaboration between the hubs to offer to SMEs services, data sets, and courses to have their products closer to the market. So somehow we are closing the circle. Okay, not only the iSpaces are providing their experimentation facilities, but all of us are collaborating to offer a common experimentation environment. As you can see here also, in this circle, you can see each color is a hub, and each point is a service. And you can see the combination of services provided by the hubs that we offer in the first round of experiments of EUHubs4Data. Now, so for us, we are really proud of this part. And now I wanted to invite on stage our last invited for the moment, which is Janet Nilsson from RISE, because they have been also very active in the experiments. They have been involved in 3, I think, 4 so far. So, Janet, the floor is yours.
Thank you. And it's so great to see BDVA. I mean, it started with my former boss, Björn Hofstadus, so this is a super good experience. And then we have this facility where you see in the northern part of Sweden, there is a small supercomputer, a lot of experts. When we was part of this project, we really understood the importance of the space lab and how we can work together with all the other iSpaces, because we are collecting a lot of satellite data. And the federated catalog and all the services, it really both give us a lot of energy to see that we can use this all over Europe. We can combine a lot of other things and work together, because the infrastructure and the experts, it's something that we share all together. So I think BDVA and the EUHubs4Data is a really good example of Europe working together, using sources together. So we have been, this is really good for us, and we really see it's a good example to really work together and for the future. So thankful.
Yeah, and hello? I think it's, I mean, this is also what is interesting. I mean, we started with this iSpaces, so bringing already in one space all those actors together, making them interact was one step. And this idea of federation, bringing together all over Europe and sharing this is really interesting. And this works. I mean, This is not just on the paper or on some project. This is really a collaboration. And I hope this will go beyond the project itself.
It will. It sums up to the trust and sharing and what all the people have said, because we need to trust each other and we need to share and work together. So I think this federation and the EUHubs4Data is super good.
Okay, thank you, Janet.
Thank you. And that's, again, that's one example among many. I mean, a good example. But that's, yeah, I mean, there are much more than this. And of course, you cannot read it. So you have to come to the booth and to get more explanation and more details.
Okay, so thanks a lot, Janet. And now we enter in the final part of our ceremony, okay? As I mentioned before, every year we are launching a call to recognize new iSpaces all around Europe. So again, if you are interested in being part of this team, you can apply for the next year, okay? So the call will be published in the BDVA channels and networks and so on. So again, it's open to any initiative in Europe that is involved in this type of activities. So if you want to apply, you will be more than welcome. But today, okay, we are going to give the trophies to recognize the new iSpaces that were identified this year, okay? So we will start for the first one, which is
Meditech.
And we have Carmine, right? If I'm not wrong, so Carmine, you are the first one. Congratulations. No, you're welcome.
So thank you. So there is some pictures. Here it is. So you have to hold it.
You want to say a few words if you want, or?
Well, yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for this recognition. And what we are trying to do is to open opportunities, especially for companies, SMEs in southern Italy that want to expose them to a wider European network, and the other way around, expose European capabilities towards partners, Meditech partners throughout Italy. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So you reached this community, and now you have, I mean, that's number 36, more or less. So welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you can do it. So, this is for, yeah, the next one is...
Sorry?
The next one is...
Ruja Bošković Institute.
The next one.
Bošković.
From Croatia.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think we don't have our colleagues from Croatia here, so maybe we will keep the trophy with us until they will be able to join, and we will jump to the next one, which is, sorry.
So the Belgrade Data Innovation Hub.
And we have our colleague Drazen with us. Drazen.
Thank you. So you have to look here.
Okay.
Pictures.
I feel like Novak Djokovic now. Yeah. Thank you, organizers, for this recognition for Belgrade Data Innovation Hub. It is very important for us this year because we celebrated 55 years of the first data processing laboratory at the University of Belgrade. And now we rebuilt this data hub. We would like to try to be the center of data and artificial intelligence at Southeastern Europe. We come from a small country, from Serbia. It's important for some the most famous world scientists and inventors like Nikola Tesla, Mikhailo Pupin, Milutin Milankovic, and others. But we have many young, smart, hardworking people, and I think that somebody of them can be new inventor and scientist in data science and artificial intelligence area. Thank you very much for welcoming us to Big Data Association this year. And I hope that we will try to be a good collaborator in this association. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's just the beginning. Huh? It's not you get the award, and it's the beginning of collaboration. And now we reach, what, 38 now, innovation space? I mean, if I can't write, 35. So
right.
at some point we have to hit this mark of 40. But again, what is most important is really this collaboration. And this is not just, I mean, you don't get any money behind it unless you sell this nice trophy back. It's really to recognize iSpaces, and those criteria, those labels, are for you as an iSpace to really understand what are the different steps, etc. So it's not a competition. It's really an emulation. The idea is really to exchange and to continue on this.
Yeah, you explained very well, Log. So it is our 3 iSpaces for this year, and with that we are done with the handing out of the labels and the trophies. Now I wanted to, so this is the map, okay, as Log mentioned. Okay, we have increased our KPI, so this is the map for this year, 2022, with new iSpaces covering new regions. And actually I have to figure out the new KPIs about regions because some of them are overlapping, but more very soon. Anyway, so this is the status for this year. Again, all of you are invited to apply for next year, okay, to increase our coverage, our KPIs, and our numbers. And now we wanted to finish the ceremony inviting Thomas Hahn, which is the president of BDVA. He's also supporting a lot the iSpaces. And Thomas, I wanted you to say a few words about maybe the future.
So we go to his favorite slide. I mean, we can.
First of all, I want to say, I think these 2 persons need a diamond label. I think the biggest one was the gold one, but next year you get the diamond label. Okay. Because you know, because you set it up doing this for several years, is very successful. The iSpaces. So you're more than, you have to have this diamond label at the end to get it.
So let's wait for the 10 years birthday or something.
Yeah, we make it at the 10 years, we can decide on it. As is the first topic, because it's a really crucial asset. And I don't know if you said it or a lawyer said it at the beginning, is somehow also to transfer, to get the knowledge into regions, to get access. And I think Teresa, when you remember, the opening mentions this also for the let's say, how we can bring the technology to the SMEs, also to the traditional SMEs, we like to said in the morning. And here, you know, sorry for this is my boring, famous slide. Maybe not famous, but boring. But when you're looking here on the right side, this light red box, to support this, really, the iSpace is playing a very crucial role. What we are doing now, we have also the link to others. So we're looking regarding the Gaia X hubs, we're looking at the 5-year IDSA hubs, because the ecosystem per se is, I know that the hubs are different, and I want not to say, or make it vice versa, the iSpace label is also some kind of quality criterion, which of course we will keep, but establish, let's say, this network is crucial. And last but not least, you know, this is what I said before regarding the iSpaces, different other hubs and so on, but I was somewhere from EUHubs4Data at the moment, nobody in the room. My apologies. And then here, oh my God, I forgot. Okay, you get a drink later from my side, yes. But we want also to show what is the link to the, let's say, HPC hubs, you think, but also to the artificial intelligence hub. Also, because at the end, when we are playing this game with the iSpaces, with the hubs, clever, I think we get really the scaling up and the rollout for Europe and let's say also to establish and to help, let's say, our companies around Europe and others. Perfect. Many thanks. Very short. Now I'll get back to Daniel.
Thanks a lot, Thomas. I don't know if okay. So, yes, we'll continue the discussion during the next days, okay? Probably during the closing, we'll have also a few words to say to you. So now I wanted to, so a big applause to Thomas again. And I wanted now,
applause is to you.
For finishing, I wanted to call on stage all the spaces. I have my list here, but it was lost. So probably let me if I know for memory. So we have our colleagues from ITI, Innova, UPM. So please come on stage for the pictures. EGI, Elisa, Pericles from Democritos, Janet from RISE, TerraLab, Drazen, Agne from Sinter.
Nice to meet you.
So come on, guys. Christopher, come on. Am I missing someone? I don't see anyone else. So I think we're UPN. No, UPN already. I call it also UPN. But hi. Okay, so a big applause to all of us. And that's it.
That's it. So
That's
enjoy.
it. You can
have
go
a drink,
back to drinks,
discuss,
back to the
come
chat.
to the booth, and ask questions. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the ceremony.